So, welcome. So excited to have you on the Business Spotlight series and excited to really hear your story and what you're up to and the challenges that you're working on currently. So, I'm going to pass it over to you, Ram, to introduce yourself, tell us your name and your company and what you do.
Hi, my name is Dr. Ramcharran. I'm a serial entrepreneur by nature. I'm currently the chairman and CEO and founder of Star Innovators. It's my most recent startup. Yeah, we're located here in Tampa, Florida, a couple locations in Hernando and in Palm Harbor. And we're a manufacturing company that works in beverages and functional CBD, THC, low THC functional components for beverages.
Very cool. And how did that whole idea or business get started? How did that all start?
By accident. One of my other previous companies that I started, actually I acquired. I was like somewhat semi-retired for a little bit, and I was wasting too much time playing golf, I guess. So I decided to invest in a company with one of my friends that I was actually consulting to, and I purchased a small distillery in Tampa.
Okay.
And we turned that around, for a few years, and then the pandemic came, so we had to pause a little bit. And what that allowed me to do is to start working on new science. And at the time, my wife she was battling cancer, and we were trying to find some alternative ways for pain management and to try to get an understanding of how we could reduce stress, pain, increase appetite. And I started working and researching THC. But what I wanted to do is do something very different. Since I was already in the alcohol space, was to find a really fun, easy way to deliver active ingredients for functionality. It was never based on working in the space of having recreational use. So we spent about 3 years researching and developing products using non-alcoholic spirits, flavored beverages to deliver, active ingredients for certain uses.
Wow, that's amazing. And what are the products that came out of that? Tell me some of the things that you now manufacture.
Well, we actually produce straight non-alcoholic beverages that are spirits-based, which is very unique.
Yeah.
We actually trademarked the word cannabahol, so it's cannabis and alcohol. And it's a true spirit. It tastes like alcohol, smells like alcohol, but has no alcohol whatsoever. And we create functionality for those, like if you wanted to sleep, if you wanted to have energy, if you wanted to relax or unwind, that kind of thing. We manufacture that product now for a pharmaceutical company out in Oklahoma. So it's been a challenge, but it's also been its greatest rewards as it's starting to move. We also did a series of pain creams.
Okay.
We did a beauty line under the Dr. CBD. My wife's she's a primary care physician, and
Okay.
she was using THC and low dose medical marijuana for pain management. So she was very, very abreast in that space. And she was one of the first cannabis physicians in the state of Florida.
Wow.
So I had a good starting point.
Yeah.
So one of my backgrounds is in behavioral medicine, and we wanted to try to find a way to have people have a good way to have functional beverages and having a nice way to deliver it. Because when this whole market started or business started, everyone was using gummy bears or tinctures, and they don't taste really good. So we wanted to have a fun way to deliver it,
That's
and
awesome.
make precise dosing. That was the key.
Very cool. And so who, is a good client? How do they kind of find you or connect with you best?
That's a really good question, because when we first started out, uh, we really didn't understand the marketplace in terms of, crossing over liquids and drinks and the traditional, because everyone was doing the same thing, like I said,
Right.
focusing on the dispensaries and the smoke shops and things like that. We did one trade show, and it was very, very successful, but it was like right during the pandemic.
Mm,
So we got lots of inquiries. But what was unique is that we had the most new and innovative product that was at the trade show that was in Atlanta. And what started happening is people started calling us, "Hey, can you, white label my stuff?" I'm like, "Well, we're not in the business of white labeling, because we wanted to produce a brand."
right.
But we quickly realized that, it costs a lot of money to produce a brand and to take it to market. And the liquids were not really our priority, to be honest. It was just something that we were developing and trying to do it in a fun way. We never
Mhm,
thought it could be as big as it is now. And
mhm.
I just read an article yesterday, right in Total Wine, there's a THC beverage section, which is crazy, and that's less than 3 years ago.
Right.
And the market is still evolving. So what we wanted to do was to try to work with pharmaceutical companies, because we felt more comfortable that way. And just out of blue, through our attorneys, he made contact with someone else, and voila, we landed a large contract after about 6 months
Wow.
when we went back to work. And we've been really working on that. So we've gone from we produce the bulk for them.
Okay.
So and they do the finishing product. We started around about 1,500 gallons. I think we're doing on a monthly basis now close to 10,000 gallons.
Wow. Congrats.
Yeah, so that's a lot of little bottles. So we're excited about that.
Yeah. And so some good connections for you would be in the pharmaceutical space. You want to really expand that part of it. Is that the goal, or are there other areas you've identified now that you want to expand?
Well, pharmaceuticals is key for us, for one, because as a working in the medical space, we feel very comfortable for two reasons. One, because we know there is a level of ethics that's involved, for one. And two is we know the channel that what's gonna be delivered should be proper, because this space is still, the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
But what we do know is, if we're going to have a long-term business, we have to be able to go to the general market, right? And that is something that is we've been focusing on that. I think on our business model, I think the second quarter of 2024, we have plans to introducing our own, low THC beverage. But we also want to be able to continue to manufacture for existing brands,
Mhm.
because they already have a presence in the market.
Right.
And my goal is to produce something unique that consumers could enjoy and use in a proper manner.
Awesome. That's such a cool story. And what a cool idea that you're kind of like on the beginning phase of an industry that's just really developing, as you said. And with that, I'm sure there's been some challenges, and you're still probably facing new challenges every day because you're in a growth phase. What's something that, really stands out that you're working on right now and working through, that's a challenge that you're kind of in the process of working through?
Well, it's just like I think with most startups, we're going on our third year now.
Hmm.
Um, we've gotten the R&D, but where we need to be. Uh, where we just finished up our deck for our cap raise, so we're getting ready to
Hmm.
do that. I think we had our first pitch meeting on Monday, so we were excited about that. But scaling up is always the challenge, because production cost, space, personnel, as you well know, is a key
Yeah.
one. Finding individuals that are dedicated. I've been fortunate to have a really, really good team that continue to work with me, and I've been able to move team members from from one company to another because I know they understand our operations really well. So
Yeah.
that's been very good for me. But it's just like anything else, space restrictions, dealing with the city, new licensing requirements,
Hmm.
distribution, and the cost of acquiring a new client these days is very expensive. So we would rather be everything's to a few versus everything try to have a shotgun approach. So we've been very, very focused on trying to acquire 6 to 10 new clients. Really, really spend a lot of time helping them develop their product, be a really good manufacturing partner for them, and at the same time help them grow our business and we can grow their business and hopefully reduce I guess the chicken kind of thing running around trying to get everything done properly for everybody.
Yeah.
We learned our lesson.
Yeah, just being a really good person that's gonna streamline that for them and add that to their service offerings if they don't already have it, or to manufacture it for them. So that's really like the best partner for you, is to find someone looking for that kind of expansion where they don't have that already as part of their medical services, where you can provide that for them.
Absolutely. And what we're finding is that in this space and the technology that I developed, it it cuts across a few different lines, right?
Mm,
So where the big thing now in the market space is functional mushrooms, which have, I mean, the tremendous amount of research on that. Um, and again, it's just like anything else, they don't taste good, all that. So we're able to
right.
deliver it in a fun way. So we're getting a lot of
Very cool.
uh, companies that are I guess, in the commercial game, and we are having to take a strong look at doing that because like I said, viability for us is going to be paramount because we just don't want to be, hey, we have a good run for 3 or 4 years and then it goes away. We're looking
Right.
for a long-term approach in this business.
Very cool. That's awesome. And you might already have answered this in some ways, but it's one of my favorite questions is, what really gets you up in the morning? Like, what gets you excited about this? You were retired for one point, so you know what that feels like. But what about this business gets you fired up, or is there a piece of this or something else that really excites you?
Yeah, actually, there's a couple of things because I find a lot of purpose in this
Mm.
space. It's unfortunate. My wife did pass away of cancer,
Oh,
but
sorry.
what I did learn from this is that there's a lot of people in the market space looking for alternative ways to manage pain, to find a way to cope, and we're 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 having that opportunity to give them some hope and to give them some alternative to have a better quality of life.
Yeah.
So that is really, really important to me. And it's something that my oldest son is also a physician. So
Awesome.
it's building something for them.
Hmm.
So we'll continue the legacy. So those things are very easy to do because I feel very comfortable and I'm excited about that every day. And
Yeah, I love that. I literally got chills when, turning something that's so tragic as losing a loved one into something that has helped so many people already and will continue to do so, and becomes a legacy for your family. And that's just amazing. So thank you for sharing this story. This has been way more impactful than I even knew it was going to be. So thank
no,
you so much.
no, I appreciate that for letting me share it. Is it, but like I said, I've been fortunate to travel and visit a lot of people, and there's not a week that goes by that I don't get a call for someone to say, "Hey, can you formulate something very specific because this is
Yeah.
what I'm having." And I try to help as best as I can, but it's just like anything else. This is my full-time focus, trying to help as many people as possible, and at the same time, continue to do what I love, and that is to try to create new markets and spaces that can help people.
That's wonderful. Well, we're definitely going to share your information. So if anyone's watching this and has a contact in the pharmaceutical space or even in the beverage space and wants to reach out to you and see how you could work together or function together, we'll definitely share that information so anyone can do that. And thank you so much for, really showing up today and doing the business spotlight interview. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.